We want to make up these rules where somebody makes up a rule and then we tell you numbers and you tell us what happens if you use your rule on that number. You tell us the answer and then we're supposed to guess the rule, okay? And whoever guesses it, if they can write it correctly, they make up the next rule. And let's see, for the first one, who wants to do the first one? Dean, you want the first one?
Craig.
Okay. Except we're not making them up now. We've written some out on cards, so they'll go out and pick out one of the cards. And we'll do it the way we usually do. The number that we tell them, we call the number in the box, and the number they tell us back, we call the number in the triangle. You remember, if you guess it, then you come up and try to write it, and if you can write it correctly, you make up the next one. So you go pick that. Okay, don't tell us which one you picked, right? I don't know which one they picked, and you don't know which one they picked. We're going to tell them numbers. They'll use their rule on this number and tell us the answer. What number? Michelle?
7.
7. Would you use your rule on 7 and tell us the answer? Dean?
0.
0. Lydia?
1.
1. Use your rule on 1 and tell us the answer. Robbie?
-6.
-6. I bet I know what the rule is.
Why?
Don't say, Robbie, Dean, and so on, don't say, if we told you 2, I think I know what they'd say. What do you think they'd say? Susan, what do you think they'd say?
-6.
I don't think so. We told them 2.
Oh!
2?
I think it'd be, -5.
I think it'd be -5. Let's see if that's right.
It is.
If we tell them 2, they say -5. Suppose we told them 3. Don't say. If we told them 3, what do you think they would say? Susan?
-4.
-4, that's what I think too, let's see. And that's what they do say. -4. Does anybody know what their rule is? Susan, do you know what their rule is?
They take away 7.
Subtract 7. Is that your rule?
Right.
Okay, Sue, come try to write it. If you can write it in this box triangle notation, then you make up the next one.
Okay, yeah.
Come try to write it.
Well, should I use one of those numbers?
Well, you want to write it with boxes and triangles. Okay. Good. So they start, they take the number we tell them, which we use the box for the number we tell them. Yeah, if you write heavier, it'll be easier to see it. And then what do? Subtract 7. And then they tell us that. Okay, how about that? She says box -7 equals triangle. You can stand aside so we can see it. She says box -7 equals triangle. Yeah, they were adding -7 is another way to do it. Yeah. You could say they were doing this. That's an interesting thing. How about these two things?
Plus -100 and add so many.
Sure could. And so the agreement is you don't necessarily have to guess just the way they write it. If you write it some other way that'll always do the same thing, that's okay.